What is up, YouTube? This is Rather Be Welding coming at you again with another homemade project. Today I'm going to take all these parts you see right here and I'm going to build a scooter from them. This is a 3 horsepower Briggs & Stratton with a centrifugal clutch. This is a 20-inch BMX tire. This is going to be the front wheel. The back wheel is going to be this 10-inch mobility scooter tire. There's the sprocket, there's the hub, there's the bearings, and I'm going to use the metal from a previous project that I decided not to do for reasons I will not tell you. So let's get started. So I think this is what it's gonna look like. I may extend it a little longer, but yeah, this is actually the general idea of what it's gonna look like. It really helps to have these bricks where you can just set these things up and get the general idea of what it's gonna look like, and see how long, if it needs to go a little longer or anything like that. So yeah, it's looking great. Oh, I gotta show you my new toy I just bought today. It is a Kawasaki chop saw, metal chop saw. This thing is awesome. It's got that, and it is. I set something off. Huh. Okay. It is really loud, and my neighbors are already mad, but who cares? So, anyway, this thing is looking awesome. Let me keep going. Okay, I just put on the motor and bolted it down, put on the centrifugal clutch and the chain. The chain's pretty tight. Doesn't really have to be that tight. These number 40 chains almost never pop off unless they snap, which I've never had one snap. Actually, I've never had one of these pop off before, unless they're like super loose. And yeah, so anyway, it's pretty tight, and the wheel's on. I figured out that this is a 1-to-7 gear reduction ratio. So this thing is going to go really fast. I may have to replace this with a 5 horsepower. Right now this is a 3 horsepower motor. I may want to replace it with a 5 horsepower because that'll be more power, and it'll get me faster. So that'll be awesome. I just actually finished building these retarded looking handlebars, and I'm actually honestly not happy about how they look. They look retarded, but they're the only thing that I could come up with that would be strong and not look retarded, but they still look retarded anyway. So I'm just gonna leave them because I spent 3 hours making those things, and I don't want to have to redo it. So yeah, they do look really retarded. So you don't have to say that in the comments. Thank you. I also have to put on the deck. That's probably the next step. There we go. It is going to go on. There we go. Just like that. The deck is probably the nicest looking thing on this thing. So all I got to do is bolt it on, and it's done. And put on brake lines. I have to cut that and move it down just a little bit because this is a smaller tire. Originally this thing was like forks were designed for a I don't know, like 26-inch tire. This is a 20-inch tire. So I have to move those down to put brakes on here, and then I got to put on a gas. Somehow I got to figure out some kind of. I don't have a twist grip. I'm probably gonna use a brake handle for the gas, which works fine because I only have one brake on here, so it's going to be one gas, one brake thing on here. So hopefully that's going to work, and hopefully the brakes are going to work too. So, and then once I'm done with those two things, this thing is done. This thing is actually not really done. It's ready to ride, but and then I gotta paint it, get the pink off of there because that looks retarded. What else? Yeah, paint it and, do all that fun stuff. So, this thing's coming along great, except for the handlebars. They look retarded. I'm going to say that again. They look retarded. Not really happy about how they turned out. But anyway, besides handlebars, this thing's coming along great. Ready to ride soon. Well, here it is, almost done. It's actually rideable now, and trying to get a good view of it. This thing is really tall. The handlebar just like ruins this whole project for me because it just looks so stupid. But anyway, Did a little test drive, and this thing is actually has 0 power, but it does get me up a hill if you get momentum. So, you know, I'm kind of wanting to replace that with a 5 horsepower motor, which I have no idea where I would get one. Brakes work great. They're the brakes. They actually work great, and there's a gas throttle, I guess, what you call it. The deck is on. Everything's done. I just gotta you know, improve this thing a little bit, put a 5 horsepower motor on this thing eventually, and paint this thing, and then sell it. Hopefully somebody will want this thing. But yeah, so this is the end of part 1. Part 2 is probably going to be either me putting on another motor or riding this thing, showing off this thing. So yeah, thank you for watching, subscribe, and have a nice day.